everyone. Uh, you want to say hi, Mum?
Hi. Sorry.
Sorry. Right. Back in today, when I was a lad for a day, and my mum is here to explain.
That's right, Joa.
Yeah.
Back in the day there in Ashton Hospital, there was a big influx of boys. And for
Yeah.
some reason, when you was born, the midwife just went, boy, boy, boy. And you got handed to your dad, and she went, boy. But he was
Yeah.
wrapped up, you
Yeah.
see?
The
And
reason,
so,
the reason that I was handed to my dad is because well, I was a C-section as well, wasn't I? So,
yeah, so I was in a
um,
cesarean. That's right, I had a cesarean. So
yeah,
I was out of it.
yeah,
So like I said, you was handed to your dad, wrapped up, and
yeah,
it was boy, right?
yeah.
Well, the good thing about that is he was sort of like kind of looking at you. He was telling me he was looking at you, and he's thinking, well, it's feminine looking, but he hadn't changed. He hadn't changed you at all at that point, so he didn't know
Yeah.
for sure. Uh, like I said, anyway, he was called Joe.
Yeah,
We decided that if you was called a boy, you'd be called Joe.
yeah, because I
And
was
if
going to
you was
be
a
called
girl, if you
Joseph,
was
wasn't it?
yeah, Joseph, yeah. And if you was a girl like you was called Gemma. So
Mm.
that was decided. So you was Joe for a day
Yeah,
until the midwife came to change you. And she went, actually, it's a girl.
yeah,
Your dad felt relieved. But the thing about that was they're all so apologetic because they thought, oh, no, we've told them it's a girl, it's a boy, and it's a girl. And they thought they were going to get sued and all the rest of it. But
yeah,
we was all right. We was more happy. I said, no, what it is, I'm really happy I've got a healthy baby.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's what was happy. I was happy
yeah.
about.
Both you and my dad were sort of happy that I
Yeah.
was just a, happy, healthy.
Child. I
Yeah,
weren't bothered about. I weren't going to go and get people into trouble and all that and all that.
yeah,
What mattered to me was that we had a healthy child,
yeah,
and it added to the fun that you was a boy for a day. We
yeah,
thought, well, it's part of your story.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, Gemma, I was going to ask you because you was saying last time about all the things that you do or
yeah,
you like to do now you are older. And like you
yeah,
said, you are restricted to sometimes going out and about because of arthritis. So it means that sometimes you spend a lot of time indoors, kind of not isolated, because I know you've got Tom and everything,
yeah,
but
my
and
partner.
carers and stuff. But you find it very hard to get out and about doing things. But how do you then occupy your time?
Well, Mum, I uh I create a lot of things. I mostly create a lot of things. Um, the um, I'd say the thing I create the most is probably my music. Um, I like write songs, as in lyrics. I don't know how to do all that music sheet stuff.
Uh, yeah, because
Um,
I suppose you're like me that you go by ear. Because when I used to play
yeah,
drums in the band, a lot of the music we played, I never read from music. I just knew
yeah,
from memory. Just know.
yeah,
I grew up in a household where there was musicians in my household. My mum and my dad. My mum was a
yeah,
singer and my dad was a drummer, which is
yeah.
where our influences come from.
Yeah, well, it's
So
like me with you and my dad.
yeah,
I know you played the drums, um,
yeah,
and my
yeah.
dad, he was good at the guitar, but he also did like his own other bits, didn't he,
Yes, he did.
with
He did.
drums and
I
stuff.
think your dad and his band actually produced one record.
Oh,
He was telling me about one record that he'd actually produced. We'll have to have a talk through and see what that was
yeah,
called and trace it up
yeah,
with Gemma. But
tried to at
yeah,
least.
can I ask you how old was you when you first wrote your first song?
Uh, I remember it vividly to this day. I was about 7 years old. Um, See, what was happening at the time was my dad. Um, I think we were at one of our neighbors was like moving to a different like play like house or something. So they were having like a house leaving party sort of thing. And my dad met a mum of one of her like lads because he was sort of like talking to her about like music and stuff and like what he does, and she was saying that her son really wanted to like do things with music as well. So because my dad had like a little recording deck thing,
That's right.
so he offered for them to come over and um try out some stuff if they wanted to. um and it sort of started from there really. I remember it was Danny, Wes, and Emily. That was the first like trio that came over. Danny and Wes mainly did rapping, or as they called it, spitting.
Mm.
um I don't know what that means because, as
Yeah.
far as I'm aware, it's rapping. Uh,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, they and Emily, she had a really good voice, like a
Yeah.
really good voice. Um, and it was sort of watching them, like doing their thing, and like my dad was also teaching Danny and Wes to how to play the guitar, which eventually gave me the like inspiration and sort of courage to
Well,
learn how to play the guitar myself.
well,
And
Gemma. Well, sorry, Gemma. I was just say you have done a few. There is a few captions of you actually playing guitar, isn't there? You've done some of your own
yeah,
songs on there, haven't you?
yeah, on
Um,
my other YouTube channel, which
yeah,
is called Gemski. um I'll put a link to that in the description
yeah.
if
If you have
people
a
want to
listen,
check, for
yeah,
people to listen, yeah,
yeah.
and possibly get more subscribers.
And saying at one time though, you used to play a lot of guitar, didn't you? Because you used to do a few of them.
Yeah.
But what do you still play guitar?
At the moment, I can't really play the guitar very well because this is my left hand. This is the hand that needs to press down the strings to form chords. And at the moment, my thumb and forefinger are the only ones that have full range of mobility, and the rest of my hand is a claw. Um,
Oh,
this
oh.
is about the range of movement I have with these three fingers, and that is because of
I
my
can't help this,
arthritis.
Gemma. I've got to say this. There's a Motorhead song, right? He goes, "The power of the claw." That's what it's called.
Well, it makes
It made me think of it when you said it.
it
The
makes me
power
think
of the
of
claw.
well, it makes me think of Toy Story, the bit with the aliens where they're like the claw in the claw machine. the cl-
A claw machine.
the the claw.
You know just what the claw is for. It's what it says in Motorhead. The power of the claw. He goes, you know what the claw is for? Lemmy is funny like that.
Yeah, but
Oh.
so yeah, that's what I
No, the
do.
reason I'm saying it, I'm saying because one of the reasons why we don't see any, well, not a lot of captions of you playing guitar is because of when you was describing earlier in the last podcast about how the arthritis can delay or progress. It can happen instantly, you were saying, and then can progress onto other things. Well, here we
Yeah.
have a situation of that where at one time you would play guitar all the time, and now it's
Yeah.
causing other restrictions along the way. Because
Yeah.
arthritis, really, you've got this now, as far as you know, for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And there is people I've known who I looked after when I've done caring that were
Yeah.
elderly and had it when they was younger, but then it went
Yeah.
away and come back later on in life, where you
Yeah.
got this consistently
Yeah.
in your life.
Well, well, see, technically, because arthritis is an autoimmune disease,
That's right.
so really, it's never gone because it's
But
never
does it
really.
sort of like does it sometimes? Because I was looking after a lady many years ago
Yeah.
in a elderly people's home, and she had arthritis, and she had problems as she got older. But she was explaining that she did have problems when she was a child, but then for some reason it seemed to lie dormant for some reason.
Yeah. And
Go
what
and then it came back.
medical professionals call that remission. It goes
Right,
into a period of remission, which
right.
doesn't mean that it's gone
Gone
away
completely.
completely. It just
Right.
means that there's no symptoms
I can
showing.
understand that.
There's no swelling and like the inflammation and the pain, because there's just like the symptoms of arthritis, they're not flared up, they're not showing. So um between the ages of like for me, between the ages of 15 and sort of 18, 19,
Yeah.
um like 3.5, those sort of 3.5 years, um I technically went into a period of remission,
Right.
because of support from medications I was having. I wasn't having any problems with mobility or pain or anything that comes with arthritis.
Yeah.
So I was what you could call in a period of remission, because I wasn't having any symptoms um like showing. But when I moved in with my partner, because I'm not very skilled at adulting yet,
Yeah.
um like I didn't get.
Can I ask you a question? Did you at one time, you don't mind me asking, what is um at one time did you have a steroid? Was you given a steroid injection?
Yeah, I've had steroids a few times.
Yeah.
um
What
so have
how
most
did that I was
people.
saying, how did that help? Did that help you a, a lot or not a lot?
Um well, the first time I had um steroids, um I think I was like 6 or 7,
Yeah.
um because I was having a really bad flare up, and it was
Right.
given to me to help um like sort of give me back some mobility and relieve a lot of my pain, which it did.
Right.
Um, I remember being able to run around the classroom at
Mhm.
school, and the teachers were like, "Wow, fantastic! What's happened?" Because
Yeah.
a few days before that, they
You
had
couldn't do
seen me.
anything.
They had seen me struggling
Yes.
to even sit down on a chair. You know.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, it made it steroids make a massive difference.
Mm,
But as I've gotten older, every time I'm put on them, it seems to take a little bit um longer maybe, but I don't know if
yeah.
that's because I'm older or what. But they also tend to give me, because I want to mention this for anyone else with um arthritis or any other sort of autoimmune disease where they've had to be given steroids. They also give you calcium tablets, because steroids, if they're taken too often, they can weaken your bones
Oh,
and they can become like brittle.
yeah.
So the calcium is to help your bones. which which I find is kind of ironic, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because the steroids are meant to help you with your mobility, but the side effect is that it can weaken your bones.
Yeah. I understand.
um but yeah, they give you calcium tablets, or sometimes they used to give me like sachets, which were of like a like powder that was calcium, that
Yeah.
you could put in a drink, mix with a drink, and it would make it like um it was like a like lemon flavor. It was like fizzy.
Yeah. I know you don't mind me asking you these things because what I'm saying, like we were saying before, there's a lots of things with arthritis that people may not realize what's associated with it,
Yeah,
or like I say, it's not just for people who suffer, but it's also for people that don't know
yeah,
anyone who suffers.
yeah.
You know,
Or even
for
to
medical research, what actually happens
yeah,
in
or
day
even
to day.
for not just medical research, but for
Mm.
like medical professionals like doctors
Yes,
and nurses who work with patients who
yes,
might have arthritis. Maybe they can learn a bit more, because I know doctors, they try their best, because I know they're under a lot of pressure. But sometimes it does feel like they don't always get it, even
yeah.
though they're meant to be the ones that get it. Sometimes they don't treat you as a human being. They treat you as um like something that's in a textbook, um which isn't the right way to treat um patients,
Yeah,
because we are human. And you know
that's right.
um
That's
it,
right.
it's nice to have it'd be nice to have a bit more compassion with these things,
Yeah.
um than there
Like you
is
said, just being like
sometimes.
a textbook. I understand what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah,
I understand. Because there's nothing better than to learn from somebody who's actually got these conditions or
yeah,
these types of arthritis and
yeah.
learn what it actually does. And like you're saying, it's not just the stiffness of joints, is it? It's
No,
not just about that. There's a
no.
whole, it, it's a bit like being in a band, right? It's not just about playing the music. There's all the other things that go with playing
Yeah,
in a band.
yeah.
It's
There's
getting
the
there. It's all,
yeah,
there's all the other,
yeah,
well, in a sense,
yeah. There's the
arthritis
person.
is
Sorry.
kind of like the same thing. You don't realize all the things that's associated to it, do
Yeah,
you?
with
You know
the
what I mean?
band, it's like you got the person that drives the van, you got the drummer, you
Yeah.
got the keyboard person, you got the singer, you got to cram
And
them
it's all
all.
getting there. It's all writing. You're getting all your like we do for this podcast.
Yeah,
We forever rehearsing what we're
yeah,
saying, when we're saying, when we come in, how long we aren't we? There's a
yeah,
lot more. It's a commitment, isn't it?
yeah.
And sometimes with arthritis, in a sense, it's a whole new world because the world that
A
you
whole
oh,
new
new
world.
world, a different point of view.
Yeah.
You know, I see what we like, mum and daughter again. I'm saying
I couldn't
is
resist.
I know we couldn't do it. It's all coming out now, isn't
Yeah.
it? I'm saying no, it is so because it's a whole new world with
Yeah.
arthritis. Because if you've gone from running around a classroom,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
to suddenly not being able to. It
Yeah.
it's like something just comes to a complete stop.
Yeah.
And it's life changing for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how
Like,
people, like
um,
you said the other day, it's an invisible thing. People
yeah.
can't see pain
Yeah.
and they can't see that, but you feel it and you see it when you see things of swell, you know that,
Yeah.
but they can't see that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the thing
actually,
is, it's
funny enough, despite having arthritis, um, for almost 20 years now, I'm not very skilled in knowing what joints are swollen or not.
and that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
No, well, the thing is that is I mean, I'm your mum, And I've been with you since, obviously since she was diagnosed,
Yeah.
and I am interested in the medical world. I've done nursing, I've done bits of and I'm interested in the science behind a lot of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Um,
love science.
I know you love, I know that. I love the science behind things. Um, you know, I I'm finding it myself absolutely eye opening every time I learn of something new about arthritis, and I think, wow,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
the medical world is such a fascinating place.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
It's like looking into space almost,
yeah,
because it's like one of those journeys.
yeah.
Never
But
ending what you find
yeah,
out.
what you were sorry, what you were saying earlier about how like when I have these flare ups with my arthritis, everything literally does just stop. The recent thing for me, well, it's been sort of over a year now. But I wasn't able to finish my college course because I was studying applied science at college. I'd gotten to level 3. I was in the second year of level 3, um, and through no fault of my own, because I had a really bad flare up to the point where I physically couldn't get out of bed. I just wasn't able to attend my classes at
Yeah,
college. Um, and, although the tutors knew why, it just wasn't enough to, like, um,
yeah,
you know, support me in staying on the course because, um, not being rude, but colleges don't see you as an individual, they see you as a number
yes,
um, in the statistics. So because I wasn't able to attend my classes, um, along with like other issues,
yeah,
um, like other personal issues, I wasn't able to finish that course, which was a shame, really, because the reason I wanted to study science was because I hoped to do a career in medical research for arthritis to hopefully um, find out about a bit more about it and also help towards, hopefully finding a cure, maybe.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because you are very good with science. I mean, me and you are forever talking about. So this is why we decided to do a podcast,
yeah,
because we end up talking from something zero, right,
yeah.
to where are we now?
Yeah,
So
a bit
this
like
is,
now actually, because we've gone
yeah,
from talking about how I was a boy, then talking about my
to
music, and
this
now we're
now.
talking about science.
And
So
then
yeah,
so this is why we did it, isn't it? Because we've
yeah,
got so many interesting subjects that we talk about all the time,
yeah,
and like to share, because
yeah,
I suppose we're always trying to think about what others think,
yeah,
what others may have little questions about, or kind of you know what
yeah,
I mean. And that's what we do. We sort of like look and explore things, me and you, don't we? Because we
yeah,
love how things work, and um, because we're always looking at science in the planets, our
yeah,
body. We also, because I like gardening and farming, and I like all the permaculture underneath, the things that you can't see underneath the ground. I'm
yeah,
fascinated in that. In it, so
yeah,
me and you are forever at this, aren't we?
yeah. Parts of like the human body fascinates me, like just how it works.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just fascinating.
it, yeah.
You know, the fact that
Non-stop.
The
Yeah,
fact that when we're asleep, although we're unconscious, our brain still keeps us breathing.
it's
That
amazing.
that's fascinating. Like how does that work? Because when I'm conscious, I can barely talk and breathe at the same time. But when I'm when I'm asleep,
You
it
somehow
like
managed to do it. I
yeah,
know. I know. I
you
know.
know.
There's other things of science though that fascinate me. You see, it's like I'm just gonna say this, right? It's like
Yeah.
like you've got an aeroplane, yeah? It's a
Yeah.
chunk of metal that flies through the flipping air,
Mm.
and for some reason it stays up in the sky.
Yeah.
And it still makes me laugh that it, because at one time I used to be an anorak. I used to go plane
Yeah.
spotting at Manchester
Oh
Airport.
no.
Yes.
Nerd.
Well, no, no.
Nerd.
I actually found it quite fascinating, right? And
Nerd.
you can stand at a certain point at the airport pub, and every time the planes land, you can feel all the vibration in the pub, and it shakes till all the kids go and stand on that mat at the back just to get it shaken. I think that's brilliant. All the G forces from that, brilliant. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
just saying though that
Nerd.
I still find certain bits of science still amazing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There are still, like you said, about how the human body is. There are certain things about nature that amazes me. Like
Yeah.
there's flowers that grow from the soil, but there is a flower called an air plant that doesn't need the soil. It doesn't need the same things that every other plant. You can just grow it on your table, and it just needs spraying every now and again, and it grows. And it's like everything's got its own laws and its own science, its own ways of growing, and it just
Yeah.
happens. You know what I mean? And I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
Me and you are forever. And also the other thing we were looking at the other week was to do with volcanoes. Do you remember? And we're looking at tectonic plates and
Oh
different
yeah.
things and earthquakes, weren't we? We
Yeah.
sometimes look at them things. Yeah, and all the what was it, the tables for um all the elements. You know,
Sort of.
you
It's
can't. Well,
been a
you know some of them, don't you?
it's been a while, so the memory's a bit sketchy. um
Yeah.
but yeah. So yeah, I wanted to mention, and I'll put the links to them in the description, and I'll put pictures of them uh on the video. But if you've got any questions about for us about arthritis, or even, you know, just anything, um there's my Twitter, which is at G Productions 69. Yeah, forgive the thing, but I am a child.
Mm.
And I've also got a Discord server, if anyone's got Discord, which is like a group chat thing, which I'll also put a link for in the description, um, which you can join and you can ask questions there, um, about arthritis or anything you want to ask about, and we'll try to answer them on the next episodes. Uh,
Gemma, are you going to show some of your artistry stuff that
yes, I
you've
will
been
do
doing?
as well at the end of this. But
Right.
first, I want to make my mum a little bit jealous and say that tonight for my tea,
Oh,
I think I've got a carbonara for my tea, a pasta carbonara.
virtual reality sucks.
Yep. Virtual reality sucks, peeps. Virtual reality sucks. Virtual reality sucks. I've got snacks that you can't have, 'cause we can't share them through a screen. Virtual reality sucks. Virtual reality sucks. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. Again, apologies for our daftness, but that is something you're gonna have to get used to. Um, and I hope that this has been fun and entertaining, and also giving you a bit more insight into um,
Arthritis.
arthritis. Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.